Looks like us.
It is. All right, good afternoon. We will call this March 4th, 2026 School Capital Outlay Surtax Oversight Committee meeting to order. Can I please get a roll call?
Christopher, Lynn,
Here.
Wally,
Here.
Brandon,
Here.
Howard, Jack, Tom, Matt,
Here.
Jim,
Here.
Kyle,
Here.
myself, Jamie. Here.
Thank you. All right, next we'll everybody have a chance to review the meeting minutes from last meeting in December. Questions, corrections that anybody saw?
I think there was an email about projections that was asked. I saw that come back. I don't know if that's been addressed in the minutes or if that projection's been sent.
I think that was an email for this meeting, not for,
Okay.
not a reflection of the minutes.
All right, if that's the case.
I make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Got a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
All right, second. All those in favor signalize by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion, or those minutes are approved. All right, first up, presentation on sales tax revenue update.
Good afternoon. How's everyone doing? Mr. Robert Rios Welsh, Chief Financial Officer, Marion County Public Schools. Each of you should have received a schedule which goes through in detail from left to right, the original budget, revised budget, and the amount of funds collected to date with our projection for the period of December through June. So going from left to right on the schedule, we originally have a revised budget of $39.5 or $39.6 million rounding up. To date, we've collected $15.2 million or 38.4%. As a reminder, I think I've mentioned in my previous comments during these meetings that we're on a 2-month lag. So that means that even though we are now in March, we are in the process of still receiving December and January's payments. That would bring our total to $22.8 million once December and January have been reconciled. So again, to repeat, we're sitting at $15.2 million in actual, and once we have booked the December and January revenue, which we expect in very short term, we'll be at about $22.8 million. The year-end projection still remains the same at that $39.6 million, rounding up through the period ending June 30th, 2026. Please let me know if you have any questions.
That 22.8, where does that put us in projection if that, of the 39.6? Are we?
That should put us at about 55% once it's booked, which more than halfway through the year is pretty much on target. So right where it needs to be.
Okay, so in essence, you're saying you're running ratable and you're looking to hit target.
I'm sorry, sir, could you repeat that?
You're basically running ratable and you're looking to hit target.
Yes, yes, that is correct. Thank you.
Any other questions?
So have the expenditures December and January been paid?
December and January, no, those have not been paid to my knowledge.
So are those estimates?
Those are estimates.
There was a comment asking to make the font a little bit smaller the next time.
I think I heard that comment earlier, actually. We'll take care of that. We'll make it a little larger for you guys.
All right, well, I appreciate these numbers. Any Anybody got anything else? All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll have a presentation on project updates from facilities and operations.
Hi, good evening. I'm Angela Usher, Senior Executive Director for Operations. Before going to the project, just a little bit an update. At the December 3rd, your last meeting, you asked for information regarding the Bellevue Elementary Bellevue Santos replacement. You wanted to see that cost broken down some more, and Dr. Brewer provided you that information on December 8th. And that is the only sales tax project that we have coming up, because of the cost of that project, we will fund that in multiple years. You also asked about the cost per square foot for the 2 elementary schools. Even though those projects were not funded with sales tax, they were funded with COPS. We did provide that to you, but we're still in the process of reconciling those projects. So once they're reconciled, we'll bring back to you the final cost per square foot for those 2 projects. Currently with sales tax projects, we have the 2 doors and walls project, East Marion and Osceola Middle. We mentioned that to you before. We have the Bellevue Middle HVAC design, which was $1 million. And we also have the Bellevue Elementary, Bellevue Santos replacement. So those are our 4 sales tax projects, and staff will address those. I have here Mr. David Asumka, who is our construction coordinator. He'll be talking about the doors and wall projects at East Marion and Osceola. And Ms. Bumbach, our director of facilities, will talk about the elementary school and the HVAC project. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. I'm going to go ahead and start with East Marion Elementary. We have a project that involves not only tearing down some metal panels that divide some areas, but at the same time add walls and doors to confine classrooms for security reasons, and identify some of these areas to improve instructional time. We also getting the front of the, we also trying to get the front desk area, the lobby, not to be in some way or form getting parents to just roam around. They will have a holding place, so that's more of a school safety concern, and some restructuring some of the classrooms. So if you guys have any questions, please hit me with what you got.
Was that change in the lobby a change order, or was that addition, or was that originally planned?
That is part of the scope, yeah.
Okay.
When you go to partitions, I'm assuming this was a big bay type of building, and now you're partitioning it into separate classrooms?
Correct.
Okay, and I noticed one thing is your HVAC system testing, balancing, and whether you're gonna have to look at your fan capacities and all that. There's no number there. Do we have any sense where we are on the evaluation and design of that?
Yeah, the design, you can see there the cost for the design fee, but there is an architect and a MEP engineer involved, where there's not much of HVAC rerouting to still supply and return airs for each of those classrooms. Although we are confining them, we have a design team that has provided construction documents for us to move forward without too much
Okay,
of.
so there's no changes to the ductwork, to the fans, you don't have to?
There are some, but not to the extent of adding or removing any existing HVAC equipment.
Okay, so there's no cost? Because it
There's
says
cost-
TBD, so.
Yeah, there's cost involved into putting a design together, identifying where the supply and return areas are going
Right,
to go into each
yeah.
classroom, yep.
I believe you're talking about the test and balance.
Yeah,
That we will always hire ourselves. We have several companies under continuing contract.
Okay.
That will be at the end of the project when all the doors and walls are in. We want to balance the existing system. So we haven't gotten to get a quote for that yet because we are not there yet.
Okay, so the capacity, you looked at the fan curves and everything is good?
Yes, the engineer has confirmed that what is there will provide sufficient airflow,
Okay.
even when we put the walls up.
All right, thank you, appreciate it.
So, to question real quick, essentially you're taking an open space and turning it into a classroom, so all you're doing is rerouting supply and duct off the existing main system?
Correct.
Okay.
Is the abatement complete for $48,000?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we do, actually, we just started that project last week, and most of those lead-based paint type of wall partitions has been removed from, I would say, 20% of the building, so it hasn't been complete spent to its full amount of 48,000 yet.
That school is very weird.
We're doing that project in phases, so if that helps. There are about 5 different pods, and these pods are 4 classrooms in each of these pods, where we're building walls to separate these 4 classrooms, including a hallway in between them. And the abatement has been made to the classrooms that we are currently working with, and that's about 8 classrooms, 2 different pods. And we're gonna bring the abatement team back again and remove more of those panels so we can build walls when the students are relocated.
Somebody had a really weird design when they built that school. I'm sure it was a concept back then, but it doesn't work.
All right, any other questions for East Marion project? All right, we want to move forward to Osceola.
Yeah, Osceola Middle School, Building 2, in a very similar concept. We have about 12 classrooms that are separated by metal partitions and no classroom doors. So they're basically a curtain that separates the hallway into these classrooms. So instructional time can get somewhat difficult with not much of insulation or privacy into those classrooms. So we have a project already approved by the board to go ahead and remove all those partitions out and install new partitions, drywalls, metal studs, and include new doors. In the same way, creating partitions around the media center that is also open to the whole area. That project is going to start this summer. We're looking at the first day when students are not there to start demolition. We call that as a summer project, 60-day type of project. All man's on deck, 7 days a week type of project.
The asbestos assessment is complete and there's no asbestos impacted?
There's asbestos almost everywhere, but the 2 identified areas that we are not going to touch or affect is 2 under sink coatings in 2 different sinks that we're not even touching to remove it.
Okay, so basically it's encapsulated?
Yes, there is no disrupting, yeah.
Any other questions on Osceola, or should we move forward to Bellevue? All right, let's move forward.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. For the Bellevue Elementary School Replacement Project, a custody report has been issued. We're reviewing it right now. A custody report is needed if we want to tear down a building. It has to be approved by DOE. and it will have to be board approved. So once we reviewed it and everything is in order, we'll put it on a board agenda for review, for approval. At the moment, the architect is under contract. They have done preliminary site evaluations and layouts, and we're working on fine-tuning that and expecting the first schematic designs very soon, with an anticipated construction set in the fall. We are about to send an RFQ, request for qualifications, to select a construction manager. We're preparing the dates right now. We are looking for committee members, and we are reaching out especially to public members also to be on the committee. And we encourage you all to maybe consider, when we reach out, to be on one of those. It's a very interesting process, very detailed, and then you understand you know, what it takes to select a contractor or an architect for such large projects. We're working right now with Kimley Horn is the civil engineer. He's under the architect's contract, but we are also working with Kimley Horn on the traffic study and the off-site improvements. We do that separate. There's a lot of communication with the city of Bellevue needs to happen too, especially when we tie into their roads and widen the turning lanes and putting the school flashing signs out. So we have that under a separate contract. I don't have their quote yet, so that's why you don't see it on there yet. And we will start soon with the soil borings as well. We contract with Geotech separate, and I'm waiting on you know, from the civil engineer and the architect, the structure engineer, to tell me where they need all those soil borings, and then I'll get a quote from Geotech and I can update the cost on that as well. R.M. Barry did already our survey, so we have that. And as soon as we have a contractor on let's try, yeah, here we go. Hopefully we can, if everything falls into place, hopefully we can start with construction in January on the side where we don't impact the school, because it's a very large project just to do it in one summer. Just for information, the cost components you see on the budget sheet are the total encumbered numbers. It's not what we have paid out to date, for example, to the architect. It's the total cost for the architect. Do you have any questions on Bellevue Elementary School?
A simple question, your microphone cut out. The Geotech is a separate company, or is that?
Yes.
Okay. This is a 3-microphone meeting.
Called wireless microphones.
All right. We have several companies under continuing contract as well for soil borings and testing. So we like to have them under our own contract to guide them the right way.
Okay. Thank you.
If no questions, then we go to Bellevue Middle School. Sales tax only funds the design portion on that. We are currently in a request for proposal for the design team. So we are under a cone of silence. So I can't tell you too much about it. But we are There was a large interest, and I can tell you we had 10 proposals, and we are reviewing 9 of them with the committee. We have a selection committee, and an RFQ, a request for proposal or qualifications for the contractor, will go out by the end of March. We are right now in the process of putting the selection committee together. Any questions on that?
Doesn't look like it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving along. RSM auditors update.
Hello. Thank you for having us here today. My name is Michelle Coppola. I'm a manager. My office is located in Melbourne, Florida. And we're with RSM, which is the Marion School's internal auditors. I have been with RSM for over 6 years, and I spend 100% of my time serving state and local governments within Florida. I'm a CPA, and I've had 10 years of experience prior to coming to RSM, actually working at a Florida school district as well. My role in supporting Marion schools is to lead and provide oversight for all of our internal audit projects. And just a little bit about RSM, we're the 5th largest CPA firm, and our National Government Services leadership team is based in Florida, so right in our backyard. Our team currently provides internal audit services to 10 Florida school districts, and we've been serving Florida schools for over 25 years. We have been the internal auditor here for Marion Schools since 2023, when the internal audit function was initiated. And we do report independently to the school board. And as a quick overview of our internal audit process, the cycle basically begins with a comprehensive risk assessment. Starting again. To identify areas of elevated risk. The assessment involves discussions with district leadership, reviewing prior audit results at the district, also reviewing current events that are going on, and then just our overall statewide experience with Florida and the specific risks that are here. Based on these assessments, we recommend audit projects for board approval. Each engagement results in a formal deliverable. Includes a structured exit process where we review and validate all of our observations with district leadership. The management provides written responses to any observations that we might have within our internal audit, and those responses will include remediation plans and timelines for those implementations. Additionally, we perform subsequent follow-up procedures, which is based off of the timeline that's presented from the management responses. So it could be, a couple of months, or it could be a year or two, depending upon whatever timeline that is. We generally like to come in a good 6 months after the implementation has been completed to kind of give time for all of the kinks to be worked out from that new implementation that's going on. This internal audit cycle is continuous as we evaluate different areas throughout the district, both financial and operational, and really just work our way through the district. We have been approved in order to perform a half-cent sales tax review, and really just had our kickoff here recently and wanted to come before you guys and give you an idea of what kind of objectives and approach that we're performing. And then we'll be coming back hopefully around the June timeframe to provide you those results and allow you all an opportunity to ask questions as we go through the audit results. We do present those first to the board, and then, so it'll kind of depend on the timing of when we come to the board and when your next meeting is, but we'll be able to come back to you all and provide those results. You'll have a chance to read through them and ask any questions at that time. I'm going to turn it over to Jack Hughes, who is our lead for this particular audit, and he'll go over some of the objectives and approach that we have.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Michelle. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jack Hughes. I'm a supervisor here in Florida with RSM. Michelle and I work very closely together, and the rest of our team and our staff in facilitating a variety of these audit plans across the state of Florida. Here with Marion, we are performing a half-cent Surtax design assessment as part of the FY25 internal audit plan. So the primary objective of this review is to gain an understanding and evaluate the internal processes and internal controls over the recording, usage, and reporting of those district sales surtax funds. So to accomplish that, there's a few procedures that we're performing. Michelle mentioned we had gotten kickstarted relatively recently. The first phase of our approach is to understand and document the process. So we've taken the time and the opportunity to review some of the policies, procedures, charter agreements, and reports related to the surtax function that have been published to date. We've conducted interviews with key process owners. That is a step of our process that's already been complete. And while those discussions will be ongoing, it's a fundamental core to our approach in understanding how things work here within the district. Once we have an understanding and appreciation for how everything is set up as part of our design assessment phase, we'll benchmark that against best practice, things that we see elsewhere across different clients, and curate those recommendations that we may have to the district here. Once we complete that information gathering phase of our approach, we'll move into assessing the district's processes for compiling, reviewing, and reporting some of the financial data, both internally and to the committee here. So that'll be the next phase of our approach. We'll look at the adequacy of those processes that are engaged in preparing and submitting those financial reports and some of the updates that you've already received here today. And we'll assess the mechanisms in place for recording and monitoring the sales surtax revenue and expenditures. Understanding we're kind of getting off the ground with some of those expenditures, so we are quite on the front foot there in seeing how things are now flowing through the system. So the biggest component of our review is that design assessment. We want to make sure we're in a good spot to continue these operations forward for years to come. Michelle already kind of covered the deliverable components, so you can expect a written report at the conclusion of our audit procedures.
Sounds like you're making our job a little bit easier for us, so.
I would argue that is the goal. We certainly hope so.
All right, any questions for Jack or Michelle? Awesome.
Perfect.
Thank you, look forward to getting the report.
Absolutely. We appreciate the opportunity to speak with you all today.
All right, next meeting. I know last time that we met, we went through the whole year, I believe, but I don't have that date in front of me right now.
I do.
All right.
Apologize for not including that.
You're good.
June 3rd, and then I have September 2nd, and then December 2nd as the next 3 meeting dates.
Can you repeat that one more time, please?
June 3rd, September 2nd, and then December 2nd.
Perfect.
And I believe all at 4 o'clock for each as well.
Sounds good. Any other business before we adjourn? With that, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Got a first,
I'll second.
a second by Jim. All right, meeting adjourned. Thank you, guys.